Hello fellow YouTubers, welcome to this video, the third video I've recorded in this sitting. My god, the inspiration is real. This one will be about feuds in wrestling. There aren't really any. I feel like this really comes into effect because of the Enzo and Rusev thing right now. And how it's legitimately the only feud I can think of right now. If you look at it, what are Charlotte and Sasha feuding over? I mean, at least now they've put something in there where, oh, Charlotte's mad that Ric Flair disrespected her by siding with Sasha. That's all great and everything, but they've been feuding for almost a year now, and you're finally giving them something to feud over? Oh, it's the Women's Championship, so they're feuding to be the best. Technically, Owens and Jericho aren't feuding yet. That'll at least be a feud, because it'll be a friendship turned sour. But in terms of other feuds, Sami Zayn, Braun Strowman isn't really a feud. New Day feuding with everybody isn't a feud. On SmackDown, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, what were they feuding over? They weren't feuding over anything. They were feuding over the title. There wasn't any personal issue at stake. There wasn't. I don't understand why at some point WWE decided they weren't going to do storylines anymore. Some of my favorite moments are when feuds actually kicked off. I remember the night that Randy Orton punted Vince McMahon in the head. Bam! It was crazy. Yeah, you knew who was going to win the Royal Rumble, but at the same point, you knew it was going to be exciting. You know what I'm saying? The entire setup where they actually made it personal. You know, they actually took it to the next level. Randy Orton and Triple H, like, you almost believe that Triple H would, try to knock Randy Orton's head off with a sledgehammer. You'd almost believe it. I mean, things like Undertaker, Kane. I mean, granted, I wasn't watching during the feud, but from what everybody says, seems like a legit feud. Another feud that comes to mind is Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho. Way back in, like, 2009? It was 2008, I think, when Shawn Michaels retires Ric Flair. And then he fights Batista at the next pay-per-view. Batista's angry because Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair, which was a really great way to tie Batista into it. And then Shawn Michaels injures his leg, feigns an injury. So that way the special guest referee, Chris Jericho, gets blindsided. Well, he doesn't really get blindsided, but basically Shawn Michaels cheats to win, right? And then you start a feud off that, where Chris Jericho is upset that basically his role model is like this. Then you start adding elements to it. When was the last feud we had like that? Realistically. I don't know why WWE decided they weren't going to do that. Because, like, I remember back in May, when the Charlotte Ric Flair thing happened, I legitimately remember thinking, this could be a great storyline. Not like I'm expecting Ric Flair to lock Charlotte in the figure 4 leg lock, but, there's ways to make it work. Bring a surrogate in, a woman who's going to fight for Ric Flair's honor. And instead we got nothing. When was the last feud we had that was really like worthwhile? I mean, if you seriously thought about it, if you're gonna name like the best feud of 2016, it would legitimately have to be AJ Styles, John Cena. I would think. I mean, you can make an argument for Charlotte Sasha just because it's been like trend breaking, something like that. But in seriousness, it would have to be Cena Styles. Because there was actually a point to the feud. The sad thing is, it's the same feud we've basically had with Cena for the last 2-3 years, where indie guy comes in, Cena, you run this place. I'm a better worker than you. Feud, feud, feud. Who cares? I think, seriously, this is probably a reason why the ratings are so low. If you had actual storylines, like they might do something like that with Goldberg Lesnar, they probably won't, though. It'll be like, oh, I'm better than you. Okay. Why don't we have personal feuds? Enzo Rusev is a personal feud. Granted, Enzo is basically just a plot device to bring Big Cass into it. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going with this. But that's a feud. Where, for one, Big Cass is angry that Rusev took out Enzo. And then at the same point, you have Enzo, who really didn't do anything, like, super wrong. I know people have been, like, lambasting this feud online. I don't get it. What's wrong with this feud? Like, especially on Raw, all Enzo did was what Lana said. He knew it was wrong, but nothing happened. It was a setup. It was interesting, I'll give it that. But at the same point, it felt a little long, to be honest. But if you think about it, it really, it made sense. I know people have been bad-mouthing it because Rusev's a heel, but it's... Enzo, he'll never be a heel. I think we can pretty much call that from right now. He's too charismatic to work as a heel. He's too small to work as a heel. He's too funny to work as a heel, really. So, I mean, especially in modern WWE. So this was the only way the feud would work. But this is great. There's actually personal things at stake. Rusev is angry, you know, his wife's honor is on the line. There are actually things going on. Realistically, okay, if I were writing the WWE, my wife's honor in storyline should be this important. WWE title should be this important. And, like, getting the US title back should be, like, that important. But wife's honor should be #1. So it's a storyline that makes sense. And I'm glad they're doing this, and I hope they do a lot more of it. I'm talking, we should have legitimate personal beef. Another good feud example of this, really, is Cena CM Punk. Because it made sense on so many levels, where CM Punk was supposed to be like the anti-company guy. Cena was the company guy. Where CM Punk had been wrestling on the indies for a long time. Cena never really wrestled on the indies. I don't think he ever did, to be honest. I mean, the feud worked on multiple levels. And then at the same point, when they actually had, when it was getting to get, really, they could make a storyline work like that. But if you seriously look at this year, it's been like the year of no feuds. Last year, the most real personal feud was Ziggler-Rusev. So it's kind of like, what are you doing? Well, I guess maybe Undertaker-Lesnar would be last year's. Maybe. It'd be a toss-up. But that's about all I have to say. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like, comment, share, subscribe. Comment with, I guess, your personal feud of the year. Comment with some feud ideas that maybe WWE should run with, especially heading towards WrestleMania. Comment telling me I'm an idiot because I think feuds should actually matter, and then I think storyline matters more than the actual wrestling in the ring. Thanks for watching. Peace out, home skillets.